Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Big Bang Adventures number 24 featuring Megaton, the perfect issue to celebrate Black History Month. I just got this in the mail today. So excited to share it with you. Cannot wait. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Okay, so I have an association with Big Bang with my Big Bang anthology. I'm very excited. Tomorrow is my first signing for that at the premier comic book shop of Los Angeles, Golden Apple and Melrose. So if you're in the area, swing by. The event is from 1 to 5. I will be signing from 3 to 4, but I should be hanging out with my Cosmic Lion buddies all day long. Cosmic Lion, my co-publisher of Big Bang. So Big Bang is on the brain. The writer of this, MacKay, if you're not familiar with his name, you will be more familiar soon if you watch my channel. He is a Big Bang alum. He has done a few things for Big Bang. I want to say this might be the first thing he did with Big Bang, and he got to work with Gary Carlson on it, and the art is by Ron Charles Williams, which is amazing. Such a great classic superhero artist. It features Shutterbug, this amazing new villain, with such a great retro kind of flavor, Agent Orange, and it is so cool. I love this book. It is so nice. To Michael, thank you, Ray. Ray is a 21-year-old aspiring writer, college student from Canada, a super nice guy, and just killing it, writing so many things, doing a lot of superhero stuff with Big Bang, a lot of retro comics. There's a Sentinel book that he is working on that currently has like a Kickstarter, so I will be doing a video on those books. Aside from this, anyway, this is Agent Orange. How cool is this? Okay, so, this, like I said, this is perfect in time for Black History Month. Megaton is an African-American superhero that was introduced 40 plus years ago in Megaton Comics, which led to Big Bang, created by Gary Carlson and Chris Ecker. Gary Carlson did not think twice about making the main character black at the time. There weren't a lot of black led vehicles. And his, just to speak to his thoughtfulness and it's sort of forward thinking. His only misgiving was writing a character that was black when he wasn't black. So, he was almost sensitive to the cultural appropriation when it didn't even exist at the time. I was thinking about that historically, and it's like Harriet Beecher Stowe was white, and it's like historically, minorities have been oppressed and pushed to the side and not given the opportunities. So, sometimes it does take a white person to help bring the story to light, I guess. But, Ron Williams is African-American on this great African-American character. And, super popular, such a great character. So, amazing. I love him. And I wish, he had his own regular series. That would be so great. That's really what kicked off Big Bang, by the way. Look at how great Ron Williams' art is. Okay, so story, Ray MacKay. Art, Ron C. Williams. Colors, Shane Sui. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, because obviously I am. Editor, Gary Carlson. And I suspect letterer. Gary is like the phantom letterer of the book, which is perfect because he started out as a copy editor years ago. And I think it really helps add like the professional polish you always get on a Big Bang book. And, this is one of Ray's first writing efforts, and it is so good. I love the dialogue. Like, everything feels good and on point, and I can't help but feel, Gary Carlson is such a great editor and such a great miner of young talent, and definitely having worked with him myself, I know like what a great educational experience it is. So Megaton is at this fair, hired by this guy for ulterior motives that he's not aware of, and then suddenly they get attacked by this Agent Orange, and Agent Orange feels perfect, like, for Big Bang, First of all, there was an Agent Orange in DC. He fought Batman and the Outsiders, and it felt very appropriate for like the 80s. I think he had a beret. I can see like the Jim Aparo cover in my head. So just a fun character. You kind of, this feels like a very classic, like fun Big Bang comic book, and this has everything of, the appeal of Big Bang is all over the place here with the classic superheroes, the sort of classic villains, the Silver Age-ness of it, and then I kind of like the universe, feeling, because we have Shutterbug in here. I mean, we knew he was going to be here. He's on the cover, but Shutterbug is there, to take pictures of Megaton or whatever. And of course, the fight breaks out, as it does. And I love the backstory of this character, Agent Orange. It's actually kind of a tragic. He was like one of the first people exposed to Agent Orange, and he developed this sort of mutation that made him able to like emit Agent Orange. And then the government screwed him over and like froze him and only took him out every few years to like experiment on him and stuff. And this Murdoch guy who's running this carnival situation brought Megaton there to act as a bodyguard because he knew that Agent Orange was coming to get him. So he kind of screwed over Megaton at the same time. So there's like lots of fun layers happening here. Shutterbug is like Spider-Man if he was an a-hole and only like had his own interests and money and like fame in mind. And Ray captures all the characters perfectly, I feel. They feel written very well. And Megaton was down and out for the count from Agent Orange. And Shutterbug kind of saved the day, of course, and got pictures of it and documented it, because I feel like when he's doing something heroic, it's through no fault of his own. So then Megaton wakes up in the hospital like, oh, gee, what happened? Agent Orange got the best of him. I love him leaving the hospital in his hospital gown with his gauntlets on. It's just so fun. And then he shows up at the Whitmore Hotel. Tip of the hat to Glenn Whitmore. I see what you did there, Ray and MacKay. Anyway, I just love how great and heroic Megaton looks, even in a hospital gown. And then he's got sort of like this, Alfred Pennyworth kind of comic cliche, butler. And when I say this is like the perfect Big Bang comic book, it has like all the elements that we love. And if you know, like if you're a fan of Big Bang, like what you're looking for, what you want. You want like good classic superhero art mixed with good classic superhero tropes with the sort of like gag-worthy spins that Big Bang puts on it. There's always this like slant that makes it different and unique and sort of genius at the same time. And like I said, like Ron Williams' art is so good. Like he is like one of the most consistently producing artists. His art looks great. It's reminiscent of like sort of like a hybrid of like Mark Bagley and Jim Lee. And who was I thinking earlier? I don't know. It's just good and consistent. I like the colors. They seem slightly muted and very flat, but I often feel that's appropriate for this type of art, this like sort of Bronze Age, like very pen and ink, like rendered kind of art where there's not a lot of like, computer effects, like screwing it up. I love the storytelling. See, he's always giving like great dynamic page layouts. And if this is like Ray's first comic or comic work for Big Bang, you couldn't be in better hands than Gary Carlson and Ron Williams. Like, I just feel like, there's no reason like Ron shouldn't have this great run on X-Men or something like under his belt. The reveal of Agent Orange and what the ravages of his power/curse have done to him over the years. He's a very tragic story. There's a sort of horror slant to this. I know for a fact that Ray loves writing horror and has a lot of horror that he's done and a lot more upcoming. So I'm not surprised to see that sort of horrific slant. Like, look at how fun that looks and how great and heroic Megaton looks. I love his costume. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like it's a little modernized from like the original, like I'm thinking the Jackson Butch Gweiss image in my mind. And I feel like it's pretty similar. It looks a little more polished. Sort of reminds me of like the X Factor costumes, remember? Speaking of Jackson Gweiss, right? The original X Factor artist. This is fun. I love that trope, like the bodies in jars, and like there's the science fiction kind of element. And like I said, Agent Orange just is very evocative, like of punk 80s kind of politics and Reagan era drama. Anyway, I'm digressing all over the place. But the story is solid. It's fun. Big Bang, like I said, there isn't, like, this is Big Bang Adventures. So next month it'll be, Ultraman. The next month it'll be Thunder Girl, whatever. So we are revisiting these characters, whatever. And I think, like, it's so telling, like, the greatness of Big Bang in general and the greatness of sort of the characters and how it just seems like it feels like they have hundreds of comics under their belt. You know what I mean? They just feel like classic superheroes that, it rightly deserve their place in superhero history. This is so good. I've done a review of this on my series. There's that Jackson Gweiss image. So yeah, the costume is very similar. Love it. He's such a great classic character. Speaking of great classic characters, like, look how great their t-shirts look. Love the Night Watchman logo emblem. So much fun. Great Chris Hacker art there. So beautiful. Love this great backup here. Astra the Rocket Girl. It's so funny because my friend, artist, Big Bang artist, Barry Tan, got a lot of notoriety for his work on ghost agents and did this like sort of space girl kind of story that totally reminded me of this. So I was wondering if you were influenced by that, Barry. Anyway, story Charlie Boatner, art Paul Bonero, colors by Shane Sweetchie, and editor by Gary Carlson. This art is so beautiful and gorgeous and just very science fiction-y, almost Mike Allreddy in a way, and I just love the funness of the story. I think fun is like one of the words that you definitely have to use to include describing Big Bang. And look at this amazing like gallery of color covers there. It's so astonishing. Like 40 plus years of Big Bang. Available on Indie Planet. They have stuff coming out all the time. I know Ray has some stuff in the works that is so good. Ron Williams art, worth the price of admission alone. Such a great, fun issue. Thanks for watching, guys. Celebrate Black History Month with one of the premier Black superheroes presented from Megaton and Big Bang, so many years ago. Definitely deserves to be acknowledged right along there with, Storm and Black Panther and Black Lightning and so all the great Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, one of my favorites. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out that Big Bang on Indie Planet, and I will bring you more soon.